Brown County leaders dealing with several issues tonight, from long-running development questions to concerns surrounding one of the area's best-known institutions.
And one supervisor is now weighing in on all of it. Samantha Cavalli has more on the issues playing out in Brown County.
There's been some rumors flying around within the last day or so about the Children's Museum merging with the Neville Museum. We spoke with County Supervisor Patrick Evans about that and also where the deal stands on those coal piles.
This is a forever project. This isn't a long-term project.
In reference to the coal piles, Monday was the deadline for the county to reach a deal before the issue moved to binding arbitration, a move Evans says he does not support. He says the coal piles should eventually be moved, but believes the county still had time to keep negotiating with C. Rice, especially with the port project not expected to be finished until 2029.
We have time to work with a partner that we've been having good relationships with and negotiating with. Why go to binding arbitration? That means nothing.
Evans also addressed talk of a possible partnership between the Neville Museum and the Children's Museum. He says discussions are still in the early stages and any formal proposal would still need approval from both the county executive and the county board.
I will not turn the Neville into Chuck E. Cheese. It's a museum, okay? It's not a playground.
Meantime, the Neville Museum also sparked tension between Green Bay city leaders and Brown County supervisors over the language in a proposed resolution. The Green Bay City Council is right now meeting to hopefully pass a resolution allowing the County Board of Supervisors to pick the Neville Museum's next executive director. Reporting in Green Bay, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.